Hello my precious everyone, welcome back to Wow Mel. Today's video is brought to you in my bedroom for a new dose of flavor and with my best friend Bianca. We're serving that grunge elf girl and low-key devil Nurse Joy look today. This isn't what the video is about, but we were taking Nurse Joy photos earlier today, so if you want to check those bad boys out, you can check out my cosplay Instagram at wow__mel. But the real point of today's video is actually to be kind of recounting our experiences with the cursed Futaba photo shoot. I was cosplaying Futaba Sakura. I was doing it in her Oracle form from Persona 5. First of all, let me just say the Oracle form was really hard to find anywhere. I was searching all over and I couldn't really find one except for an eBay seller, so that's always a bit risky. I had to send in my measurements and then they would send me a costume that they made for me. My whole cosplay was, I think, just under $250. I would say I'm Italian and that's why I'm doing this, but it's literally 2%. So this is just how I am. It took me I think a month and a half for me to get my cosplay. That's actually pretty normal. The shirt was tight, but we could squeeze it up, but the pants were way too small and I couldn't even get it over my thighs. And I was like, that's a little suspicious considering it was supposed to be made to my size. And so I actually measured it to see if it lined up with the measurements I sent the company. And they gypped me 4 inches, which that's not gonna do it. It's one thing to gyp me an inch maybe and I can try and squeeze, but 4 inches was definitely not doing it.
They were doing you dirty from the start.
They were! They sent me new pants free of charge and these ones actually fit me. I should have, and you'll know this later, I should have gotten a new shirt.
Yeah.
The shirt, when I tried it on, did fit me. It was tight and we needed 2 people to hold it closed and zip it up. But it fit me, and it already felt like such a hassle asking them to make me new pants that I just accepted the shirt because it did work. It was just kind of uncomfortable.
It's too nice. It's the nice in you.
It kind of did us dirty later on. So, oh, this is the other cursed part I forgot to mention about this photo shoot. Let me get this.
Oh yeah. So I'd never seen this until just now.
Futaba has a mask. All the Phantom Thieves do. I'll just put a picture of what Futaba's mask is supposed to look like.
Put it over my face.
I will, actually. It was from AliExpress or something like that, but all the other ones, they were $60 to order, but you had to pay $30 to ship them and then assemble it yourself. And this one was just $30 and it was pre-made, so I was like, whatever, I'll do it. But it came like this. Excuse me! Those red holes are supposed to be for your eyeballs. I know people have different sized heads, but honey, that was not doing it.
This won't even fit a dog.
In the product image, it obviously didn't look like that or I would not have ordered it. And it also had this weird black strap on the back that I think was supposed to keep this closed. But
where does it go?
It was I don't know. It just came like this. I don't know what this is.
It's made of a styrofoam material too. It's not an expensive material. It looks like it was literally just kind of glued together from a craft store.
So this is what I got for $30 and I emailed them and I was like,
this sucks.
And they were like,
well, we can't guarantee that it will be the exact right size.
I was so just already fed up by that point, and I didn't even cosplay yet, that I didn't even wind up cutting this to make it smaller so at least my eyes could go through. It wasn't worth it to me. So this was the preface before we even began the shoot. Oh, I think this is when we were joking. When I was like, yes, I was so dissatisfied, I left a scathing review. 3 stars. And my family was like, you are so nice to people. And
yeah, you should have given them 2 stars or 1.
Yum. We were finally going to take Futaba photos. I received the new pants. Those ones did fit. They were a little tight around my thighs, but they still worked. So I was like, whatever, I'll accept it. We did photos in Chicago. We did the Sainijima photos and then the Futaba photos on the rooftop of her apartment building. So I was putting on Futaba. Her makeup is fine. I think it actually looks pretty nice on me, so that was chill. Her contacts I have are probably my most uncomfortable pair, but considering everything else, I feel like that's really a minor problem. And then Futaba's wig is very long.
This is my arm.
I'm putting this back here. It's a long wig. This goes to like my butt.
Goes like past your butt.
I think it might be past the butt. Nice.
Her wig stand fell.
Futaba's cursed. Anyone who wears long wigs kind of knows that means she's very susceptible to getting super tangled. And
Oh yeah.
we were in Chicago and it was very windy. Yeah, that sucks. But that's just part of the being cursed, because the real curse stuff started kicking in when I bought these glasses for Futaba. I'll get them. I got these glasses for Futaba. Already, oh, okay. Okay, no
Okay,
stay.
girl.
Getting a little spicy.
Ooh.
I wear glasses of my own, but these were like, look way more like hers. But I left them at home and we were in Chicago, so obviously I wasn't about to go back just to get her glasses. Since I have my own glasses, they work just fine. I spent like $15 on them, so I was mostly just salty that I spent money on them and then I didn't get to use them. So in total, I spent on the mask and like these glasses that I didn't use, I spent like $45 on stuff I didn't wind up using. So I was angry. Here comes the extra cursed part. I feel like everyone's gonna see where this is going. I feel like we even knew where it was gonna go.
Yeah.
But we did it anyways. So it was cold outside, obviously. But I was like, if I could wear a shirt under my Futaba shirt, that would just make me a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, that was a bad idea from the start.
We both were kind of sus of it.
We were, but we did it anyways because we were like, you know, it's really cold. I always feel bad when I do her stuff when it's really cold outside because like I can put on a coat. It's not like I'm the one that's getting photos taken of me. I don't cosplay. I just felt bad, so I was like, yeah, you can like put that on. This is a great idea. She's like, hey, can you help me zip this up? And I was like, okay. And I'm like a pretty strong individual, I would like to say. I've like deadlifted 250, so I'm like pretty strong. And right away, it was really tight.
It was very tight.
And like there's no like clip, like in some like dresses and stuff, there's like a clip to like clip the top parts together so it's easier to zip up. There was none of that.
I wish there was.
So I like put it together and I go to zip and it gets stuck. So I keep trying and I should have stopped.
We should have known.
I should have stopped. But I was like, you know what? I can do this. Rah! And then the zipper is off. It is wide open. And Melanie's like, how's it going back there? And I'm holding the zipper in my hand.
Since when do I have guests? Anyways, the zipper broke.
Yeah, the zipper broke. So I'm holding onto this zipper and she has no idea. I felt like so guilty because I was like, this is my fault. I totally just like broke her cosplay. And I'm like, Melanie? And she's like, what? And she turns around and I'm holding the zipper. Like,
The zipper broke.
It may have broken anyways, even if I wasn't wearing the undershirt because it was already tight, but I feel like we could have made it work, but it was just that tiny bit of extra layer that I think made it too tight to work. And if I were like a lot of other cosplayers who at least have basic sewing skills, I would be able to sew the zipper back on. But because I'm still a new cosplayer and I don't really know how to sew, and you don't really know how to sew, we're
I don't
both
know
just
how to
like,
sew at all. I've never picked up a needle.
I didn't know how to fix it, and even if I did, I actually didn't have any sewing stuff on hand. So, there was just a zipper, and I usually have tape, like fabric tape and body tape, but I didn't bring that, and so...
Okay, so we had come all the way to my apartment because I stay at the apartment during the school time, but it's still open during the winter. I'm a photojournalist major, so I take a lot of photography classes and I take a lot of experimental photography classes. So basically I had made this project during the previous semester that I left at my apartment. It was like pinned together with like safety pins because that's like the project was about, like being safety pinned and like just like basically like headaches and stuff like that. I didn't have any pins on hand.
I didn't either. That was a major cosplayer fail moment. How are you a cosplayer and you don't have safety pins?
So she was like, I don't have safety pins. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, we don't have anything to put this back together. And I was like, well, we had already come all the way over here. We're not going to just give up now. Like, we've got to get these photos. Okay, we could run to Walgreens. We could do something really quickly. The idea hit me. And I was like, oh my God, I have a project and I safety pinned it together. I was like, well, we have to do this. And so I opened my drawer and took out my my project, which had been like 4 pieces of cyanotypes and then Van Dyke browns on top of it, and they were all like pinned together very like, not like intricately, but in like a specific way. And I took out every single safety pin on my art project. And I started pinning the back of her thing that she
The
had.
ultimate sacrifice. It worked okay. It does help that Futaba's hair is actually super long, so we could put the hair to the back and it would completely cover my back, so we didn't run into anyone in the hallways, but if we did, my back was mostly closed with the safety pins, but any open skin was kind of blocked by her hair. So it did work, but the trick is it's especially tight around my shoulders, that shirt. So anytime I like move my shoulders at all, I could slowly, when we were taking the photos, feel them like popping open. And they did prick my back a little bit, but it wasn't like bleeding or anything. The only tricky part is the hair also started getting tangled in the wig because we put the wig in the back to block the open parts of my back. But then when I eventually took the wig off, it had like 2 safety pins caught in it, which was really funny. She had a bunch of like pose ideas for me, and in the game, Futaba, honestly, her like posture and the way she sits is like,
it's terrible.
interesting choice, but she does a lot of squatting, which was already like rough because I didn't want my shirt to bust open more. But the tricky part with that was the pants, because they were tight around my thigh. When you squat, like your thigh muscles activate. I don't know how bodies work, but you know what I mean.
Thigh muscles activate.
My thigh muscles activate. I couldn't squat really, even though those were like the poses she had prepared, because that's how Futaba sits.
I kind of had to improvise.
Yeah, it was rough because I couldn't really move my arms and shoulders, and I couldn't really move my legs either. So,
but it did end up actually looking really nice. The lighting actually, it ended up being a really nice day outside, and so it ended up looking really nice, and the lighting really matched Futaba.
Photos turned out nice. I'll put like 2 of them here
Over my face.
Split screen. My previous cosplays, I've usually had like minor issues, but I've never had like the costume mess up, and then the wig kind of got messed up, and I forgot the glasses. Like every piece was not doing what it was supposed to do.
Even I was frustrated for you. I was like, girl, like this whole thing like made me just feel so bad. I was like, ugh, I wish there was something I could do to help, but I'm not a cosplayer.
Futaba, afterwards, it got extremely tangled. I was kind of expecting it to, because super long in Chicago wind, and then getting stuck in the safety pins. But even after, I was sitting on the floor and like trying to brush it out, but it was just not cooperating, and it kept sliding off the wig stand. Her hair's really long, so it just kept slipping off, and I was like so angry. And we did Futaba photos yesterday.
Yes, we did, and her back was wide open.
You know how like way earlier I was like,
If only I had brought my fabric tape.
we were at home.
Yeah.
So I had my fabric tape, but we tried to tape it closed, and that basically worked as well as the safety pins did. Like, it did for a little bit, but as soon as I, like, slightly moved my arms, it just all busted open. And I think I was, like, so done by that point that I was just kind of, like, you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Glad we had you, because the photos, like, you look at it, and it doesn't look like a mess, even though it felt like such a mess. Futaba gave me a run for my money.
But honestly, it's a really good lesson for both of us.
Yeah, I was like, I am a cosplayer, and then as soon as one thing went wrong, I was like, I'm a fraud. I'll tag them because I don't remember their like name, but I saw on Instagram they made a post that they're like, this was my held together with like clothespins cosplay, and I'm like, okay, I feel less alone because they were treating it like it was like a rite of passage almost. If you're interested in this and content like this, I post videos every other Sunday about cosplay, video games, Dungeons and Dragons, and the various other dorky things I'm into.
I love D&D. That's what this tattoo is.
D&D is so good.
It's our 1 year.
It is our 1 year anniversary of starting my campaign today. You should follow my Instagram at wow__Mel. You should follow Bianca's Instagram at Creasel Photography.
Creasel. That's how you pronounce it.
Subscribe if you're feeling spicy. Have a beautiful day, my precious everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!